Fatigue, brain fog, hair thinning, burnout. These are symptoms many women chalk up to busy lives, menopause, or just the normal course of aging. But what if they're actually signs of something much deeper? One in three women globally is iron deficient, and many don't even know it. I'm Julie Stoutland, and today on A Healthy Dose, we're talking with Amy Puzey, founder of Good Fight, about the surprising role iron plays in energy, mood, and health, and why our current approach to iron supplementation may be missing the mark. Amy, thank you so much for coming back and being on the show.
Thanks for having me, Julie.
So, since it's been a long while, I figured, let's have a recap. Can we start by telling us about your background and what experiences led you to start Good Fight?
Yeah, so my background is in nursing and nutrition. And I started Good Fight in 2021 after about 15 years of research into a really important enzyme that helps with iron absorption. I was often anemic as a runner, a competitive runner. I've had 4 kids, and so rebounding after that is always hard for women to come back to normal and get their iron levels and their energy
Right,
up.
yeah.
So it's an issue that was very close to my heart.
So I was just going to ask you that. So why is this so important to you? You say you've had 4 kids, you've been a runner, but you've also in your field of expertise, you've also I remember you telling a story about helping somebody and the nutrition you saw that they weren't getting enough. So we're seeing a rise of burnout and fatigue, especially in women, and a lot of it, as you say, turns back to iron.
Yeah, I mean, you talk to any woman anywhere, any conference I go to, you mention iron deficiency or fatigue, and probably 90% of women say like, "That's me. I'm always tired. I don't sleep well. Even if I do get sleep, I wake up feeling exhausted." So it's just, I think it's a very common symptom nowadays. Even when people are eating all the right foods, they think that they're eating well, they're doing everything they can for their family, but they're actually chronically undernourished and not actually absorbing nutrients. And we're seeing it all over the world.
So why do you say that this is more than just a health issue? It's also an equity issue.
I think when women are constantly depleted, we're trying to do everything right. Like I said, we're not sleeping well. We're trying to raise children. We're often working really hard. We've got our careers, and if you're functioning at 25% of where you should be because you don't have the nutrients to fuel yourself, you're exhausted, your mood is not good, you're not there to support your family, like, you can't function in a world where there are so many demands on women and we don't have the energy.
Absolutely. I know that's personally I've gone through that myself and it's really hard. You can't get over it without supplementation of some form because you just absolutely are so incredibly fatigued. So I want to go on and talk about that. Let's get back to the basics then. What does iron actually do in the body? Let's let people know. Let's go back to grade 1.
Well, on a very basic level, iron helps to transport oxygen in your body, but it also fuels your mitochondria. So your mitochondria makes ATP, which is your energy currency of your body. So without
Mhm.
enough iron, you're not getting oxygen to your brain, to your muscles, to your cells, and your ATP isn't able to your mitochondria isn't able to make ATP, which is the energy currency of the body that we run on.
So you mentioned how iron. What are some of the symptoms? We talked about some of them being brain fog and low energy, and these are symptoms of iron deficiency. Um, Maybe we can talk a little bit about that, like how that affects us, like brain fog and low energy and irritability and insomnia and cold feet, hair thinning. Like these are often mistaken as stress and depression and just being a mom woman. How do you think a woman can maybe think about this? Like, oh, I should maybe think about iron because I know it's usually the last thing on the list they think about.
Yeah, and that's so true. You go to your doctor and you hear this from doctors that one of the most common complaints is I'm exhausted, and nothing is working. And we all have supplement graveyards in our our supplement cupboards, right? And all these supplements we've tried and nothing is working. You did mention a lot of the symptoms of iron deficiency. So chronic fatigue, hair thinning, you're not sleeping well, you're irritable, you feel like you're running on empty, you don't feel like yourself, you might have heart palpitations, you might have anxiety, cold feet, cold hands,
Right.
poor tolerance, poor recovery from exercise,
Right.
not handling your stress well.